Guys, it's Sarah with Grassroots Evolution, and I'm here to bring you a message for the sign of Libra for May 2020. Guys, I do apologize that it is late in the month, but however, I do feel that all is in divine timing, and this is when it's meant to get out. So take what you feel is for you, disregard the rest, go about your day, and know that no matter what messages come through, it's still up to you and how you integrate this reading, how you integrate this guidance into your worlds. For all my subscribers, thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here. You guys mean the world to me. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. If you feel like this is for you, please feel free and subscribe and join the journey with me. It'd be awesome to have you along this journey with me and let me encounter your energy more often. So I'm just going to take a moment to call on Archangel Michael, ask him to guide, guard, bless, and protect myself, this reading, and any of you who would ask for it, to use me as the clearest channel possible, and to only deliver messages that are for the highest good of those of you watching. So I am just going to get first a message here from the Shaman's Oracle to get an overarching energy to be aware of. Keep in mind, however I put a message, or like a message in the title, that this is for May, time is really fluid. So whenever you feel this resonates for you, whenever you encounter this energy, it still could be for you. So one message, please, for the sign of Libra, please. Also, I am being asked to tell you guys, I'm not sure the date, but Mercury is going into retrograde, and being an air sign, guys, it kind of messes up with communication and things like that. So just kind of beware of that. So we have Spirit of Family. And for this is soul family as well. This is the family relations within your 3D reality in your day-to-day lives. And I feel like there's an importance here. I'm going to read to you actually the message from the book on the Spirit of Family. I know it seems probably self-explanatory, but the messages in this book are wonderful. The Spirit of Family. So while I'm reading this, if anything triggers you, if there's a feeling invoked, use that empowered vulnerability. Why was it here? How can I use this feeling to empower myself in my day-to-day reality? I am the spirit of family. I hold the heart of the family group in my hands, sheltering it and protecting it from harm, and helping to bind together the elements it comprises. On every side I see relatives, both human and animal, that together form part of a greater whole. I reach out to your spiritual kin, to both ancestors and guardians, offering support in times of trouble and resolution in times of conflict. The concept of family was essential to our distant ancestors, those whose first loyalties were to the survival of the family unit. The tribe itself was held together by an intricate network of bonds, including those with the ancestral dead. However, their idea of kinship went beyond the human. The creatures with whom our forebears shared their world were equally significant and were seen as part of the tribe. The spirit of family awakens us to the whole spiritual community of the shaman, both human and animal, and reminds us to be of the vital role played by kinship. So some of the interpretations of this you could be looking at is resolution in time of conflict, seeking the support of family members, relatives lost and found, sense of community, importance of the spiritual family. And this is also really important as well, knowing that the bonds that we have, for those that we consider kin, for those people in our worlds that mean the world to us, that they could have been past life kin as well. But this is also your pets as well, and knowing as well that the animal kingdom is here. Oftentimes as well, when they talk about spirit, these particular spirit guides have gone over to spirit. They've conversed with the spirit side. So some of you as well may be kind of connecting with family members on an energetic level, as well as throughout lineage. So ancient family members, you could also be with this kin. I'm hearing kind of like not reliving patterns, but there could be kind of family patterns right now that it's time to move beyond. And also, if you're having a lot of anxiety, it's a high anxiety time, right? One of the things that you can do is ask spirit to protect your family. Ask them to protect the people that you love. And sometimes I find if I'm having trouble going to sleep at night, if my anxiety is high and it's just irrational fear-based stuff, to go to sleep and imagine everyone I love being surrounded in white divine protective light, and asking spirit, so this is similar to prayers, right? Asking spirit to protect my family, to protect my loved ones, to protect myself. And when you do this, when you know that first off you are safe, you are protected, you are loved, you're going to have a whole lot better feelings within yourself as well, and also be able to go to sleep. So let's see more about this. What about family? And as well, the ancestor of illusion. So one of the things that this talked about as well is there could be time for resolution of conflicts. If there's been conflicts within the family, within family units as well. This kind of idea as well of being quarantined or being set apart from your family, it also brings into more of the aspects of the true meaning of family. And what are we doing right now? We're trying to keep our families safe. We're trying to keep them safe from harm by focusing on our immediate family group. You also have the ancestor of illusion here. Oftentimes this is ruled by animal spirits too, but this is, I feel like, an ancestor or an ancestral belief system that was based out of fear, that was built on fear. And in this way, it may have been trying to protect, right? A lot of the times, some of the fairy tales we listen to, right? The big bad wolf, things like that. When you really read them, it's like, oh my gosh, that's not a children's book. But these ideas of fear is trying to teach you a lesson by the scariest thing that could happen. So I also feel like this is a really important time to heal family lines and kinship, and to also see past, maybe there's some belief systems that your family has held on to, or maybe there's some ways of thinking and ways of being that have been challenging, and now is the time for you to kind of drop the veil and see illusion for what it is. As well as the bottom of the deck is Dancer of Friendship. And this, the dancers, they reenact, they tell stories. Talk to your friends. Talk to your friends about the hardships you're going through. Also, talk to your family. Know that your family, they're the first friends that we have, right? So this Dancer of Friendship as well is, I think, reminding us to be playful, reminding us to see the joys in life, and also releasing ourselves of any illusions that that are holding us back from our true potential. So I'm going to bring a message now from the Lion Strider Tarot, and this is for Libra for the month of May 2020. Please, what messages do you have for some tarot wisdom? Cool. Alright, so one fell out upright and these threw down. So first off is the High Priestess. And this is kind of definitely in the spirit realm, right? Connecting with our intuition. Connecting, with spirit. And for some of you, you may be connecting to ancestors and passed on loved ones, trying to find balance, trying to work through situations. Some of you as well, I heard, like, if you've experienced the loss of a loved one, you may be talking to them a lot in your prayer space as well. And I feel like if that's the case, this particular message as well is saying, don't get so bogged down in the idea of grief. I mean, we miss the people that have passed on. We miss the people that we love, that we can't see anymore. But with this person, want you to wallow, want you to stop your life and move forward. And for me, some of this is this idea of the illusion, right? One of the things as well that I read in, it was Dolores Cannon, or what was it called? It's over there, Between Life and Death. And it's a book that she wrote, I think 20 years ago, and it still holds true, but it's done during past life regressions, talking about spirit, right? The spirit world and ghosts, passed on loved ones, that kind of thing. And why this energy might stay when the afterlife and going on from there, we have different realms that we explore, different dimensions, different schools, different training that our soul goes through, a rest period as well between lifetimes. And why, one of the questions she was asking is, why do some spirits stay here longer? And one of the things she said was, well, sometimes they want to help their loved ones still here. Absolutely, right? And then at any point, if you speak to them, they can hear you, right? They're here for you. Some of them are also meant to be a guide for you, and that's definitely could be important with spirit of family. Another thing, though, is that they talk about sometimes one of the reasons why spirits get stuck is because there is a family member or somebody who is still really, really grieving, and it's holding their energy here and kind of not allowing them to move on. So I feel like for some of you, if that part resonated, um, you know, you'll know. And this may be a time where, you could have had a really great friendship as well with this particular person, but that it would be time now to lean into your friends. And I'm not at all suggesting to let go completely of the person that is being grieved, if that part's resonating, but that when we focus on what's not here, we're not able to see what's in front of us. So there's absolutely no harm in trying to contact our passed on loved ones for advice. I find myself great comfort at times when I'm gonna cry, oh my gosh, but at times when I need advice, I'm a weirdo that will go to the graveyard, and I feel like when I can connect with my ancestral lineage, it's a really, really strong bond, and the the messages are powerful, right? And I usually come back pretty healed from that kind of, I won't call it a trip, venture, whatever it is. So for some of you, you could definitely be experiencing kind of telepathic communication with your passed on loved ones, and to help you work through issues that you're going through. And there is no trouble, right? Again, asking once in a while when you need it, but if we're dwelling on it so much that we're holding the spirit tied to this earth realm and this earth plane, it's actually stopping them as well from going on to where their soul is needing them, because they are still holding on to such a strong feeling of responsibility for you. Okay, so we have the Four of Pentacles here, which is often about keeping something to yourself, holding on to resources, hoarding. For any of you that may have hoarded toilet paper, it's a joke, but like this could be as well, holding something in. And I feel like this is not about holding toilet paper, but this may be something going on in your mental space, or something happening that you almost know, right? You have an inner knowing that something is going on, but you're not talking about it, you're not showing it, and you're not sharing resources at this time. We have the Seven of Cups here. It's in the reverse. Upright like this, it's about fragmented, shattered reality, and being in pain and sorrow and letting the wounds bleed. In this particular case, being in the reverse, it's like you may have been holding something in, and now is the time to say, you know what? We also have the Ten of Swords here. Allowing this illusion, okay, because the book, this Lion Strider book, does talk about this glass being an illusion. It's time to shatter so we can see new ways. This being in the reverse is saying it's done. You don't need to keep looking in that mirror expecting to be hurt by it. Remove the illusions. And with this Ten of Swords is like what's done is done, is what I heard, okay? So if this is within partnership, if this was in family, if this is even just, new ways of thinking about what family means as well. Family, the idea, notion of family has changed so much in the past 50 years even, to where it was just a nuclear family, mom, dad, kids. We've changed so much to realize like there are so many other different family structures that exist and that are absolutely valid in this world. And as well, what I'm hearing, because the animal ancestors, just because as well, maybe one of your family members is a furry creature. Does that mean they're any less important to you or valued within the household? No. The Nine of Swords fell off and it was on the bottom. And this is about losing sleep at night, going through something incredibly painful, incredibly difficult. And some of the thing I feel like with illusion here is that you're alone. You're not alone. One of the things as well is that potentially With this Four of Pentacles, what I'm picking up on a little bit with the spirit of family and ancestor of illusion is that some of us, when we had issues, when we had troubles, when we had feelings, to express these, we were met with hostility or criticism rather than the emotional response that we were looking for. So we may have been looking for comfort, we may have been looking for understanding, and depending on how our family unit was set up or the experiences that they had, I heard lack mentality, the illusions as well of what's important. Many people used to just say, suck it up, and still do, right? Suck it up, get over it. Well, you know what? That's sometimes hard, right? We got something going on. Do you think if I could just get over it that quickly, I wouldn't have, right? Why would I be telling you if I could do it without talking to someone? And this is also this dancer of friendship coming up. Don't keep these things to yourself because they just burn a hole in you, right? Talk to someone, because honestly, there's times where, you open up to a friend and they say something and they're the ones that break the spell. They break the curse of you feeling horrible or you not knowing how to move on. So, as well as losing this illusion that we can't speak about our feelings, I feel like that's really, really important. And if you feel like, I don't really have anyone I want to talk to about this, that I trust talking to about this, call on your spirit guides. Or if you're going through a particularly hard time and there is someone, that's passed on that you always could talk to them. All right. Anything else you have to tell me from this deck, please, Spirit? It's more about this High Priestess. The Emperor. So this could be an Aries, a fire sign in your life as well. Could be a very masculine, authoritative figure in your world. It was in the reverse here. This masculine energy, it could be a man, it could be you in your masculine energy, it could be yourself as a man. If you're a woman, these are kind of the juxtaposition, right? The feminine, the masculine, and the balance within. For some of us as well, this idea of masculinity means that we can't share our feelings. We don't have feelings, right? What are those? Swallow it down hard, go on and ignore it. You know what happens with that though? People get ulcers and people get sick and they hold on to hurt and they don't know how to properly express their feelings or properly express themselves because they weren't given a safe space to do it. And that as well is one of these things of illusions, that masculinity does not have to mean cold and hard and unfeeling. It also is about feeling. It doesn't mean as well that because you're masculine you can't tap into your feminine aspects, and also doesn't mean that you can't be connected with spirit, doesn't mean you can't be connected to the divine, and it doesn't mean that you can't trust your own intuition. There's illusions as well here. There could be manipulative energy as well. With the what's done is what's done. We get the Chariot. It was in the reverse as well. The two of these. See, this one wants to come up too. I'm going to take that. I don't know what it is. Page of Swords. So there's going to be movement. I don't feel these two in the reverse are as important to read them as reversals, but I feel like just to be aware that there may be manipulative energy around you. This could be Cancer as well, the sign of Cancer, but it's movement, and it's major arcana movement, meaning that the universe is doing this, and I feel like the universe is doing this for a reason. There's a divine lesson in all of this. With this Page of Swords too, this may be really time to open up, to speak your truth, or you're going to be receiving some information from Spirit, some downloads that are really going to help you change your perspective. If there's manipulative energy around you, if you felt like you're constantly, being hurt, that's what I heard too with this shattering glass, that's kind of left these two energies, the Ten of Swords and the Nine of Swords, of feeling like, you don't want to talk to people, you're done thinking about this, it's been difficult, and it's caused so many problems. It's time, I feel like it's also time to own your authority in yourself. Own your power as well. To know that you have the power to move on. That talking and opening up is perfectly okay, acceptable, and encouraged as well. That we talk to the people that we love. And I'm just going to clarify here, the bottom's the Hierophant. This could be Taurus energy as well. This could be institutions, this could be marriage, this could be school, this could be divorce. It's not in the reverse though. But this as well could just be an authority figure again. This could be religious affiliation. Strength is in the reverse too. So it could be time where, like, this idea as well, is keep going back to this idea of masculinity, right? This idea of what it means to be a man, what it means to hold on to masculine energy. It's like it's time to move into a more up-to-date and current version of that, because, you know, your boys, right? Think, if there are any of you who have children, or if you don't have children, put yourself in that position, right? Do you want your children, your boys, to be able to express themselves, or do you want them to hold in all the hurts, never talk about it, and feel shitty about themselves, right? I don't. So this is knowing that we're going to change something that hasn't worked for generations and generations. We're going to change our worlds now so that it's better for our kids. And also, I feel like knowing that with the swords here is that I feel like it's also about making apologies, about being truthful. If we get upset with our kids, if we get upset with other people, I heard if you lash out, if you have, could be like inappropriate responses to feelings as well. This is also important to think through before you speak. Take a deep breath and ask yourself, what's the movement I want to happen? What's the outcome I would like? So when I'm speaking, is it kind? Is it necessary? Is it true? And to also make apologies and amends where possible. So this means that rather than just not saying anything when we know we may have messed up, being a man, sorry, but knowing that also means owning what we've done, owning our actions, taking accountability for ourselves. And growth is painful sometimes, but you have to see it to change it. And one of the first things that you can do is start changing the ways that you speak, changing the ways that you think, and releasing old paradigms. So anything that's been held onto and not openly discussed, or anything like that, I feel like it's time to open up. The universe as well, I feel like they're orchestrating situations in your world where things can change on a positive level. Is there anything else here? Something. 9 of Wands. And I feel like this bottom one, what is that? The Queen of Cups in the reverse, but we're going to put it up here. It may be difficult too. I got with this Queen of Cups in the reverse, somebody may be a little bit emotionally unavailable at times. Or it's not felt safe to express your emotions. And that's been really hard. It's been really difficult because you may have felt like constantly in battle. And then this is 2 nines. So this is about gestation. And these are the more dark nines of the deck, right? The 9 of Wands and the 9 of Swords, because they're not easy. They're not easy to do this. I feel like this may also be a little bit difficult to open up emotionally. This may be from, illusionary ideas that talking about our emotions is weak, expressing our emotions is weak. No, man, that's as strong as you come, because you've been able to own what's in your heart and own that these feelings are real, they're valid. Your feelings are always valid, regardless of what someone else thinks about them or feels about them. If they're here and they're recurring and there's something that's not going away, there's a reason for them. So discuss with people you trust as well. The bottom here is the 3 of Pentacles, and this one is about working together. Also with the ravens here, magic. Working with everything that you have. And I feel like this is also knowing that, yeah, you had a past, you have a present, and there's a future. And you have, I heard, control in how you respond in the now and how you move forward. That every day it's a learning process, and every day it is, you know, what's the word? Not a lesson for growth, but every day it's an opportunity for growth. So I have the Earth Magic messages here, Earth Magic Oracle. That's a little bit of advice, please. The bottom of the deck, as I like that, is, and the two bottoms, and fire. Ooh. But release and celebration. Much like this dancer. They're the reenactors. They're the tellers, right? They're the people that dance around and put on a show of display, and they get attention. This is maybe something to do. If you have extra frustration, if you have extra energy and you're feeling pent up, dance. Get out and be silly, but celebrate things as well. And this is also, you could dance to release the past, right? Dance for renewal, and while you're dancing, connect to spirit and ask for help to release anything. Because one of the things that, you know, I don't even know where, right, which tribe, okay, but one of the things that shamans, okay, what would they ask you when you're sad, when you're depressed? When did you stop dancing? When did you stop expressing joy? In a way, when did our bodies become so stagnant that we didn't express ourselves through movement? And if this is not movement, it's celebration. I feel like as well, the more we celebrate ourselves, celebrate our emotions, and the more we release ideas that are no longer meant for this present reality, the more life that you're going to feel, the more you're going to feel comfortable as well in expressing this. And dance, it's about practice. The more you practice a dance move or steps, the better you get. And eventually, these steps just become in muscle memory. So the more you start opening up as well, the more it's just in muscle memory. So we have submerged under here. We have the lake and stillness. You have rebirth with the spring equinox. Solitude. Music and harmony. Shape-shifting. The shaman. And purification. Pay attention to the clouds. What do they make you feel? Submerged fell out, and I think I'm going to put those ones back and talk a little bit about this. Things that we hold on to in our unconscious, things that we keep bottled up inside, eventually are going to fizz out, right? They're going to need to show themselves. So this is one of these things that rather than repressing anything, open up about it. Because first off, if you open up about it, you give space for other people to actually show their vulnerability. But I heard scared here too. Some of you as well may be a little bit scared of what's hiding underneath this. But remember, with other people as well, there's always more than meets the eye. It's not just surface level here. There's so much more. So I'm going to ask, be authentic to who you are. This is the Whispers of Love Oracle. You see that? This is the most important message, I feel like. To be authentic to who you are, including your feelings, including your thoughts. And, you know, if who you are is something that throughout your family, like the sort of kinship kind of family, if that isn't celebrated, find those that will. So you are asked to be real and true pertaining to who you are and how you feel. Because also, if we're not true to how we feel, if we're not expressing ourselves authentically, how are we going to find the people that we consider family that accept and love us for who we are, because they don't know who we truly are? I'm going to ask one more card here, please, from the Whispers of Love on how to bring a little bit more love to ourselves and our worlds, please. Alright, I'm going to pick one off the top. And what is this? Consider your foundation. Super important. This is also family ties as well, right? Consider your upbringing, your foundation. You're being asked to look at how committed you are to love and how committed you are to yourself and your family and the world around you, and creating a new reality that's inclusive. So that's what I have for you guys. I really hope you have a great month. I love you all, and I'll talk to you later. Bye now.